Your brother Dive is here, so today we're going to see how to afford real estate in Rwanda, how to buy a land, how to afford a house, how to afford apartments, how to avoid commercial properties. So, it's your brother Dive. Let's get started. Real estate is something which is really challenging nowadays, 2025. Because of the economy, because of the inflation, because of blah 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 blah, something around. It's quite really not performing well as usual. So, but there are still a couple ways of affording or being able to buy, to own properties here in Rwanda. When it comes here in Rwanda, we have ups and downs, yes, but there is the first way I would say of owning properties is buying with the cash. Why? So buying with the cash is something is gonna be easier if you have saved your money than using banks. Why? The banks here in Rwanda mostly 18% interest rate, 16, 19. It depends on what type or what kind of the volume of the some amount that you need from the bank. So there is some programs that finance a big project where they can go to like around 8%, but it depends again with how big is the project. But for the regular guy, like buying one property, like land, like 1 unit of apartment, it's gonna be around 18%. So 18% within like 10 years, that's the period, like average period, 10 years, you're gonna pay a lot of money. Instead, if you have like something in your saving, it's better to buy properties from your saving. So the question is your saving good to afford a property in Rwanda? The answer is yes. Shouldn't be the house, but it should be a land. It shouldn't be like a big, like tall building, but should be one studio. It should be like something which is small, but here we have a chance of buying or owning properties without credit. Like 18% of Rwandan citizens here, they don't use a mortgage to buy the properties. So they just try to save, to work hard, because the interest rate is way up. So if you are here in Rwanda, it's better to buy from your saving. But if you are outside of Rwanda, it's better like using other banks from your local country. If you're from United States, it's better to use those your local banks existing rather than using the one here in Rwanda, because the rate is gonna be something which is no go for you. So I would highly recommend you, if your local bank can refinance your project in another country, it's better to go with that program. So another thing, another quick way of owning real estate here in Rwanda, properties, land, offices, whatever, is by going with affordable home project. The government has the system of simplifying the power of ownership. So the way we own properties, there is incentives of government that are trying to make the price go down, so people can come or can see themselves in owning some properties. So there is a project, like I have said, if you are investing in affordable home projects, they're gonna give you interest rate which is very low than the usual, 8%, something around there, just because you're going to contribute to the affordable homes here in Rwanda, so local people can see themselves in those properties in those areas. So if you need to own a property through like small budgets, you have like you are middle class something, it's better to go with affordable home projects. So if you are investors, it's better to go where the government is putting the incentives through the tax, through the import of the materials, everything. They try to give you like incentives because you're going to contribute to what the vision is going on. if they have like vision of making like 2,000 houses in this year, of course they're gonna find something to attract the investors. So please, if you're investors, just check with the government projects that they need to achieve in the current year, maybe today or tomorrow, but be updated for the upcoming project so you can be there and you can make right investment through the government project, right? So if you are first home owner, like you need to buy your first house, your first like apartment, whatever, it's better you also to focus with those affordable home project. So it's gonna be low price. So if you are not involved in those projects, the house, let's say it's gonna cost you 100,000. But if you are in those affordable home projects, it's gonna cost you around 30,000. That's the average. So you can understand the difference. So if you need to own a house in Rwanda, to own real estate, please try to go with those affordable home projects, right? So if you're an investor and you want to know those information, please keep in touch with me. I will leave my contact, WhatsApp, call, whatever, and I'm happy to help you. So another way, mostly, which is not popular, but the crucial way of owning properties here is through the land. The land is less expensive than properties like house, like commercial building. So the land has a quick return on investment than buying a house. So the good way of owning property in Rwanda, like buying properties, is through the lands. We still have 5,000 plot of land, 300 square meter. We still have below 10,000. We still have like 1.5. It is quite less expensive. I guarantee you that the whole amount that you are renting or your apartment, you can afford the property in Rwanda through buying land. In the suburb of Kigali, outside of Kigali, wherever, but you can get a good land, you can start your project, you know, through that crucial way. So please don't be scared of asking or owning any properties, because by the time Kigali is developing, the Rwanda is really working hard to be like on the top of all Africa. We are on our way. So please, if you really know how to invest, please, you can invest in Rwanda. You can buy a plot, you can buy hectares, you can buy like a big land. Just buy today, buying at low price. So the last one is buying apartment. So when you compare owning a house and owning apartment, you still have to own the property in Kigali in a good neighborhood with the low price by buying apartment instead of buying a house. If you're going to buy a house in a prime area, it's gonna go around 400,000, and you still need to renovate the house. But in the same area, you can own apartment less than 180,000. You get, so you are still in the same area, but you have put down like a less amount than owning a house. So the houses are quite expensive on my perspective. I am an agent, I'm always on the field, I'm always looking around the properties. So owning a house is expensive. I would rather own an apartment or 2-unit apartment, then I will refinance then I will buy a house, then my apartment will pay off the house against the mortgage. You understand? So I can buy like 2 apartment units, then I take the mortgage against those 2 apartments, then I will buy a house, then those 2 units will pay off the house. That is the good way you can start owning properties here in Rwanda. If you are not like huge investors, if you need to start small to scale faster, that is the good way you can start through owning properties in Rwanda. So I think was helpful. My name is Dive Mugisha. I'm here to help you if you are an investor, if you are a first home owner. Please talk to me. I will help you and you will help me also. For the quick recap, the good way to own properties in Kigali, way to buy real estate, way to own properties by starting small. First of all, is to buy with the cash from a saving because the banks are like interest rate is high. Second of all is to engage with the affordable home project of government or either other investors or any ongoing project which is focusing on affordable home. So be okay with the location. Kigali is a small city, just anywhere you can live, you can have access like within 30 minutes. Just it's okay with the distance because Rwanda is a small city. So engage with the affordable home project. So another thing we have said is buying with land. Just start with the land, okay? So don't start with like a house because it's gonna cost you more than buying a land. So you can buy a land, you can develop a land, then you sell the land after a certain period, after a good appreciation, then you get the profit. So then you accumulate that, you keep leveraging that, then you from land you go to the development of houses, after houses you go to the apartment, after apartment you go to the commercial building, just you go that way. Another thing we have said is if you need to start small, you can maybe start with apartment rather than starting with houses. So apartment is affordable and it has a good location. So if you have a small budget, you can start through those four categories I have said. Buying with the cash, just anything. I engage with the affordable home project. Start with the land or start with the apartments. So that's it. Your brother Dive. See you soon.